The D.B. Cooper hijacking by Grayson R. On November 24th, 1971, a man named Dan Cooper boarded an airplane with a suit, a case, and a $20 airplane ticket, but he would leave with much, much more. This man, Dan Cooper, was never thought of by passengers as a threatening man, but looks can be deceiving. Northwestern Flight 305 was a small airplane, not much on board, but one of those people on board was a person by the name of Dan Cooper. When Dan Cooper boarded the airplane, he handed a note to the flight attendant that read he had a bomb in his bag and that the plane should land in Seattle, Washington, no questions asked. When Flight 305 landed in Seattle, Washington, Dan Cooper exchanged the passengers for $200,000, all in 20s, and a parachute, but he kept the crew. At 8:13 p.m., Flight 305 flew over the Lewis River in southwest Washington, and at 10,000 feet up in the air, Dan Cooper jumped out of a Boeing 727 aircraft. The airplane later landed safely in Reno, Nevada. The FBI opened a case at 8 o'clock p.m., 13 minutes before Dan Cooper jumped out of the aircraft. 9 years after Dan Cooper hijacked Flight 305, an 8-year-old boy uncovered $5,800 of ransom money in the Columbia River, 5 miles away from Vancouver, Canada. But oddly enough, all the money was in $20 bills. The fate of Dan Cooper and whether he survived the fall still remains a mystery. Many conspiracies are out there about the D.B. Cooper hijacking, but here is one that is far more interesting than the rest of them. On November 27, 1971, 3 days after the hijacking, a letter was sent to Oakdale, California. It read,
"Attention, thanks for the hospitality."
The person wrote the letter claimed that he was Dan Cooper. It was a cut-and-paste letter. On December 1st, 1971, 8 days after the hijacking, a second letter was sent to the chief editor of the Vancouver newspaper. The letter was hand-printed and taken by the Vancouver police and never seen again. On December 3rd, 1971, 10 days after the hijacking, a third letter was sent to Portland, Oregon, which read,
"I'm alive and doing well in hometown Portland, Oregon. The system that beats the system."
The 3 letters were all confiscated by the FBI and never to be seen again. The D.B. Cooper hijacking has led to many things, but the most commonly known thing is aircraft security. The D.B. Cooper hijacking should always be remembered by people because if a person looks innocent, they can always be guilty. The FBI has pursued many leads in 4 decades on the Dan Cooper case, but so far, no one has found the man or even determined whether he survived his jump. The trail has gone as cold as the air Dan Cooper leapt into at 10,000 feet.